Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Wildcat from STARGIRL. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, I got a specific pose I'm trying to do. It's a little bigger, because usually head to toe it's about that big, but you know, when I hunch them and I angle them, I can make them a little bit bigger, and that's kind of what I'm going for here. So yeah, so let's just get the pose down first, and then we'll see what we can do. Now, the other thing is, it's very much a color outfit. And what I mean by that is there's not a lot of detail as far as armor or you know, crazy things sticking off of it. So it's kind of like we're pretty much just going to do anatomy and then let color take care of the rest. So this is pretty much going to be a study in anatomy. So that's good, but also a little easier on the design, a little easier on the extras, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it looks like it's gonna work. I'm just kind of, what I like to do is throw everything on here, the position, the placement, and then add the detail. So I just want to make sure that it looks like it's going to work. So I'm going to start to add some detail. Yeah, something like that, because she's got those really long, super long nails. So I kind of wanted to play around with that. And then kind of throw her hand out in like a really, really splayed out look, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I gotta try to make it look natural too, because the other thing is it's a little exaggerated. And you know, exaggerated is fine. You can get some very dynamic, crazy stuff you normally wouldn't have got, but you also kind of want to stay within the realm of believability, you know. So it looks like this is going to work. Now let's see, and the other thing is too, there's not too much to add, so there's only that is exactly that. There's not too much to add, and so I can't go crazy with details. But the few details that I can add, I want to make sure that I put in. So that's kind of important to get that part right. So like she's got like a little V-neck type kind of shirt, but there's also a lot of hair that we're going to be doing, like crazy locks, curly locks, but not all of them. Let's see. Let me see. I gotta see. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to see if I got a good picture of the mask, and it looks like I do. So I'm just going to keep going with the other sketchable details, and then we'll We'll jump back to that. It's funny though, because I just did Stargirl, and I hate to say that this is better, but I'm kind of doing a more dramatic style. So, like I was saying at the beginning, I got to sketch out a little bit more. So I don't want to say it's better, but it feels more fun because of the amount of craziness I get to add to it, you know? Alright, that's gonna work. So let's sketch out a face real quick. Okay, so what I like to do with people with masks and things like that is draw out the head. That way I imagine, okay, if they're wearing the mask, how much bigger does that have to be to look like someone is actually wearing it, as opposed to a tiny little, if I draw it too small. That's what I'm saying. This helps me draw it to a correct size. Because as long as I got the head right, I mean, if you mess that up, then it's not going to look right anyway, right? But as long as I got the head right, it will look like someone's wearing this. So yeah, so I always like to make sure that I get the proportions right by drawing the actual head. Okay, and also it looks like it's all blackened in, like she's got black makeup on. So we don't really have to draw a lot of detail in the eyes. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's going to work out. There you go. So, yeah, I'm ready to move forward. So, oh wait, you know what? Hang on. The other thing is too, because it's color, I have to figure out what I'm going to add in color and what I'm going to add in Sharpie, because I want the Sharpie to stand out, but I also want the color to stand out. So, in other words, if it's defined by color, I don't want to define it by a big harsh black Sharpie line. Since I'm going to come back and color it, I'm keeping that in mind that, you know, Sharpie screams at you. Sharpie stands out. Sharpie's not subtle. Sharpie says, hey, look at me. And if I want color to be saying, hey, look at me, I can't have the Sharpie screaming over it, you know? Okay, so I think I'm about ready to switch over and welcome everybody that skipped. That erased pretty well. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point and can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I left myself a small ghost of an image that I can use to guide me with my Sharpie designs here. So I'm going to start off with the Sharpie pen because I can control the line widths much better. It's a lot smaller. So I'm going to start off with the face and build my way out. I've got her jumping at you with her hands sticking out with her claws and whatnot. So let's get all real subtle. Let's get all real subtle. Let's get all, come on, learn how to talk. Nope, don't have to. Let's draw. I'm going to start off with the eyes. I'm going to do the top of the lids like this. And I like to do them to make sure I've got them level. You know, if the head's going to be turned, I've got to make sure they're both going the right way. Now I'm going to, normally I don't draw the eye, the bottom of the eye. And you know what? I'm not going to this time too, now that I think about it. All that's going to be blackened in, but I'm going to do that with color. I'm going to do like I normally do, just to make sure that I get the eyes looking right. Oof, let me add a little bit of pupil in the center, just a touch. Okay, but for the bottom of the eye, normally I don't draw because I like color to take care of it. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to come in just a little bit, imply that it's going in, you know, and that's all. And I do like to add just a little bit of cat eye makeup. This is very appropriate on this one. Even though you can't really see it, it helps me to make it look like a pretty makeup eye. You know, if she decided to wear makeup, that helps define like pretty lashes. Oops, okay, so see, I was starting to go in, but it's starting to bleed. I gotta stop that. I'm gonna lose color. I gotta walk away. I'm gonna draw the eyelets, right? The eye holes of the mask. And I've already sketched it out so that I know kind of where I want to go to make them look similar. It's not going to be perfect. See how that one's more round and that one's flat at the top? It happens. No big deal. Not worried about it. I want color to define it, but I'm going to add a few defining features like the nose here. Like the little cat nose. The rest of it, the brow and all that stuff, I think I want color to take care of. So I'm going to go ahead and just define the edges. Those big old round edges. I'm not crazy about the roundness of it. I mean, I didn't design it, it's not me, but someone got paid to do it, and you know, maybe they know better than me because, again, it's their job, not mine. Okay, and I think I'll define a little bit as we go up here too. I just want to make some edges. So that being said, her face is right here, her nose is right underneath it. So all I can really do is that, because her nose is underneath that cat nose. And for her mouth, she does have some nice thick lips. So I'm going to make her with her mouth open, like this. And then I'm going to define some lip at the top there. It's a little too open, right? Just define some down at the bottom here and go like that. There you go. Try to clean that up a little bit. Then the teeth I'm not going to worry about. I'll do that with color. Let's see, should I jump over? Yeah, I'm going to jump over to the big Sharpie and start working on the rest of it. So I'm going to draw, like, she's got like these like fin things that come down. So I'm going to come in like this. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one over here like this. And then I can draw her chin. And work my way up. I usually do this with a small Sharpie, but I'm getting bold. There we go. And let's just build the rest of the hat. So I've already sketched it out, so I know where I'm going. And let's see, I want to do the ears like this. Something like that. Draw the top of it. There we go. So, like I said, I want to add just a little bit of definition, like that. Subtle. I don't want it too thick. This one, I guess I have to, huh? Just to define the shape of it. But again, I'm going to come back with color and do more there. Let's do her hair with the small Sharpie real fast. She's got those, beautiful locks all hanging down. So I'm gonna go ahead and play around with some of this, like it's coming out from under the mask. I'm not gonna draw all of them because it's pretty much just gonna be black hair, and a lot of this is gonna get lost. But I wanted to go ahead and define a few locks. And I'm going to thicken up the edges because see how thick that Sharpie is? I kind of want to match that and keep it consistent. There we go. So like I said, it's going to get lost with the color anyway, so we're not going to get too crazy with adding every single hair. I want to. I mean, it's fun to draw hair, but like I said, it's just going to get lost with color. It'll be all blackened anyway. But for our version, our little black and white here, It's gonna look cool. Okay, again, coming out of the mask. And I'm not really planning it. I'm just kind of thinking, okay, if there's a lock laying over this and then there's a lock here, you know, how much of it clumps together. That's what I mean by a lock of hair. How much clumps together and how much, you know, will be floating for the next piece. So I'm not really defining anything. I'm just playing around with, let's see, like that got kind of messy. I'm just playing around with a little bit of line work, really. That's about it. So that's it. Let's jump from here, because like I said, I could spend all day drawing every single hair, but we're not going to do that. Okay? All right. So, like I said in the sketch, she's pretty much just wearing a full body suit, so there's not a lot of detail that's not gonna, I mean, we can do with color. So I'll try to add some, but most of it's just gonna be defined with color. So her shoulders are a little angled like this, so this one's lower. Gonna come down here like this, the top of the arm to her forearm, and it's coming at you, so it's gonna be pointed straight up, so that's why I'm stopping right there. The wrist is coming up here like this, we'll call that a glove. This down to the elbow, then the inside of the arm like that. Okay, so see how it's pointed up. Now I'm going to draw the claws on her finger. So both of her hands I got pretty much out like this in some kind of dramatic form, in some kind of dramatic fashion. So we'll do something like this. I'm not going to connect them though, because we're going to come back with a small Sharpie and add those nails, right? I want to call them spikes, but obviously they're not that. And again, I'm kind of exaggerating the fingers here, so oops. So, you know, it's our fingers don't quite spread out that much, but you know, dramatic license, artistic creativity, we get to define it how we want. And so that's why I'm just playing around with exaggeration. And so you see how when I didn't connect, it kind of looks like the extension of the fingers. Just a little technique, something I was thinking through, something I planned. And so, whew, that kind of came out a little curvy. Oh well, it happens. Something I always try to press on here is you know, come up with a plan, figure out what you're gonna do, and it'll look awesome. Okay. Now, again, there are we'll do a few little lines and stuff, because there is some technique and style in the design that I kind of want to play around with, but again, color is really going to define a lot of it. All right, that's a great looking hand. How's yours coming out? Awesome. Okay, so might as well draw the inside here. So she's got a little collar on, a little something like this for the collar of her shirt. Clean that up, that got a little too thick there. Oh well, it happens. Let's do this one, and this arm's sticking out more than it is at you. So like I said, this shoulder was down, this one's coming up. So we're gonna do like that to her bicep, forearm, call that a glove, and the wrist. Okay, you see where I'm going now? So we're gonna come back this way, and I'm adding little bumps because, like I said, it's cloth, and I want it to look like cloth, like there's some kind of material over her. So her hand, this one's pretty much just going to be going like this. So I'm going to draw the thumb. Again, I'm not going to close it off. Okay, there's the first finger. Let's see. Thumb came out a little off, but that's okay. It's all right. There we go. It's kind of weird not drawing the points. the tips. All right, a little long there in this part, but that's all right. That's okay. We're gonna clean this up. We're gonna make it cool. We're gonna make it a crazy gloved hand. So there you go. We'll kind of define creases and bumps. There we go. So see, once you start adding some extra stuff, it looks all right. You kind of get away with you know, anything that's a little questionable. And there we go. Okay, so let's add some claws here. Some wildcat claws. And see, this one was more straight at you. This one I've got turned just slightly, so you can kind of see that it's a, you know, the old Wolverine claws, the old curved claw, whereas this is pointed straight at you. So that's why I went a little different with this one, just to, you know, add that extraness, that extra oomph. But I also do want to kind of match it, because look how thick this is. I gotta figure out how to thicken this up. There we go. Let's thicken up that back edge. That'll kind of make it look like it's supposed to be there. Alright, awesome. Okay, so same thing, let's just add just a little bit of extra glove stuff, material ideas. You know, we'll do something like that. Again, creases and folds always help to show that it's a cloth material. Okay, so I've got her kind of jumping out, so that means her waist is kind of crunched. If this is the top and this is the bottom, she's kind of crunched a little bit like that, okay? So, I'm gonna crunch her waist around here, so I'm gonna come down here, draw around her breasts. There's the crunch of the abs. Here's her back. So see how it's just kind of bunched just a little bit, and that's all it took, just a few little bends like that. And now we're working into the leg. So like I said, it's a full one piece, so we're gonna just go straight down into the bottom of the body, into the knee like that. And then I'm gonna bring it back. Let's go ahead and start there. Let's see, the crotch is gonna be right there. Then I'm gonna, let's draw the top of the leg so you see where we're going. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's finish up this leg. I'll draw the heel like that. And it's kind of tucked back behind her. You know, I always talk about this in your sketches. I'm glad when you people do stuff like this, but stop doing it. Whenever you draw your superheroes and whatnot, everybody always draws, let's imagine this is their legs. I'm upside down, so I can't do it. Everybody always draws one leg up, ooh, I'm flipping you off, huh? One leg tucked in like that, like really super tucked in. But I mean, more than even I can do right there. It's like really bent in like that. And it's just, you know, try something different, because everybody does that. And if you stop doing that, you're going to come up with something better that nobody else is doing. So I recommend turn it, put it off to the side. There's no reason it needs to be pointed straight at you. Okay, so she also has like the little like toes at the front. I want to make sure I put those in. You can't see them because this is the top view, but I wanted to make sure I get those in into the shoe like that. I got to remember to do it on this one too. So I'll come back and add some detail in a second. I just wanted to show you where we are and give you the entire anatomy. So this leg is going to be spread out like this because she's kind of jumping at you. I got a really long leg. It came out a little bit longer than I expected, but that's okay. It's fine with me. So here's going to be your ankle, her foot, coming down like this. And then from the crotch, we're going to do her inner thigh to her knee, something like this, down to the ankle, top of the foot, coming in like that. So again, super long, but that's okay. Again, artistic creativity, it's getting the point. It's getting the job done. So at the top of the foot, I'm going to add those little spiky toes I was talking about. I don't think they're coming off the shoe. It looks like they're on the front of the shoe, but I'm just going to do it like this. Again, artistic creativity to add a little bit of an exaggeration. Okay, so now that I have this, again, a lot of this is going to be material, Like, let's see, there's a cool pattern, something like this, but, you know, it'll look better if we do it with color. So I'm going to try to play around with some of the pattern in the shirt. And also, when I do stuff like this, it helps to define that there's a bend in what she's doing. So stuff like this, and you can add like little, you know, creases and folds to show that she's actually hunched over. Okay, so same thing. She's got some stress here, so we'll go ahead and add just a few little material stretches, and again more patterns that I'll just subtly do something like this. So when I play around with color, it'll just kind of fade and that kind of stuff. So now I just want to add some extra little edges like this, just again to define that there's sections, you know. There we go. There we go. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color, make it look really awesome. That is Wildcat from STARGIRL. So here's my colored version. You can color it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures on how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.